Welcome to Kuwait. Come with us on an exciting journey through this unique country, steeped in history, driven by innovation, and made strong by tradition. One of the most advanced countries in the Arabian Peninsula, Kuwait is an exemplary model of a modern Arab democracy and a pioneer in business and trade. Let us show you Kuwait through our eyes. Kuwait's location at the head of the Arabian Gulf has played a profound and decisive role throughout its rich history. With influential neighbors on all sides, this small country has retained its unique cultural and political identity throughout the centuries. Emerging from the cradle of early civilization, Kuwait is one of the oldest regions inhabited by man. Archaeological evidence finds the oldest seafaring boats in the world to originate from this country, placing early Kuwaitis among the world's first seafarers and maritime traders. A spirit of adventure and innovation that lives on in the Kuwaiti people.
Kuwait was established well over 300 years ago, and there was two elements in society back then. There was the pearl divers and traders, and then there was the desert-dwelling Bedouin that would trade in livestock and spices and wools.
Kuwait played a pivotal role along the major trade routes of the Old World, and it was in 1613 AD when a group of tribes settled in the area, realizing the importance and advantages of its location.
And it was in 1775 that the first ship of the East India Company dropped anchor in the Bay of Kuwait. And for the next 100 years, a lot of the East India Company trade went through the Gulf and through Kuwait.
Kuwait's democratic traditions placed the country far ahead of its time, and Sheikh Sabah bin Jabir was chosen as the first ruler of Kuwait through the time-honored tradition of consensus politics and open discussion. A fixture evident in the country's long-established electoral parliament and in traditions like the Diwaniyah.
I think Diwaniyah is really a pillar in our social fabric, and really it helped to connect people together. And you can hear news and events that you don't read in the newspaper or you watch them on TV.
The Diwaniyah is something unique that all foreigners, when they come to Kuwait, they get a little bit surprised to see. We consider them like a small parliament. In Diwaniyah you can discuss everything.
From the remotest past to today's thriving present, beyond the deserts that unfold before the eye and the realms of the imagination, Kuwait has so much to offer. A modern, progressive, and fast-paced society that nevertheless remains fondly true to its roots and the traditions it was built on.
It is an open society. It's a society that believes in free speech that continues to be expressed. It's a society that is trying to build a thriving and sensible and workable democracy.
As one of the richest countries in the world, and thanks to Kuwait's economic development and diversification strategies, many industries are thriving, from basic consumer staples like flour and bread, to cutting-edge construction and engineering. Through the implementation of government stimulus measures, Kuwait's infrastructure expansion is believed to perform strongly in the upcoming years. The private sector and foreign investors are set to play a leading role in this implementation, which includes new roads, bridges, and government buildings. With a remarkable portfolio that spans not just across Kuwait, but the whole MENA region, PACE is an example of Kuwaiti entrepreneurship and cutting-edge innovation at its very best.
Our body of work over the last 45 years shows that we actually created an identity for both PACE but also for Kuwait through the architecture and engineering projects that we've done. It's part of the lifeblood of Kuwait.
Industrial, residential and commercial construction are other key aspects of Kuwait's dynamic infrastructure agenda, and highly prestigious projects such as the Kuwait International Airport, the Kuwait Stock Exchange, the Bayan Conference Hall and the Kuwait National Library are all setting a new benchmark of distinction thanks to family-run Kuwaiti businesses like Al-Hani Construction.
And now it is a major company in the country and a major source of our income also. And I am proud because we are joining in developing the country.
At the heart of the country's development plans, and as part of its progressive approach to economic diversification, there are many programs targeted at Kuwait's greatest asset and majority population, the youth. One of the most prominent initiatives in Kuwait is being led by the private sector through an organization called Injaz Kuwait.
We're in a region where over the next 10 years, there are 90 million jobs that need to be created for youth. We have the youngest population in the world. And those jobs can't be created by ministries. Those jobs can't be created by existing businesses. Those jobs have to be created by new businesses being started up.
What we do is that we inspire and prepare them for the private sector. So by working with them on developing their analytical skills, 21st century skills is what's required. So getting them to appreciate where they want to go in life and therefore start working on it today.
It's important because the support is not stemming as much from the government side as it is now. So the private sector's initiative is essential to put the roots in our youth today.
So part of giving back into society is not just in charities and helping, NGOs. It's creating something that would take the youth to a second domain or a second culture to grow this business.
The youth of Kuwait are the key to the country's future, and their mobilization is a primary focus for any group intending to effect real and lasting change. One such institution is the Dasman Diabetes Institute, established in 2006 with a clear mission to prevent, control, and mitigate the impact of diabetes and related conditions. Diabetes in Kuwait and across the region is a growing concern as it affects the quality and longevity of life, and prevention programs are now targeted to children as young as 10 years old. At the Dasman Diabetes Institute, prevention courses are taught on a daily basis by expert staff, showing people how to cook with fresh ingredients, to have fun while exercising, and to unlock the value of having an active lifestyle.
We are also becoming now recognized as a center for the region, and also we are recognized by European Commission as a center for health and education.
The success of the Dasman Institute stems from its gathering of knowledge from all over the world, partnering and collaborating with the World Health Organization, the Harvard Group, and many other important institutions, creating a benchmark not only for diabetes, but also for the treatment of other chronic diseases. Significant advances have been made across all of Kuwait's healthcare services, and currently there are 8 general hospitals, 21 private hospitals, and 72 primary care clinics, reaching an 8,000-bed capacity, with further extensions already on the way. Institutions like Yako Medical Company, with 35 pharmacies and medical centers across Kuwait, and employing over 900 doctors, biomedical engineers, and marketing professionals, shows a countrywide commitment to delivering proficient healthcare services through both the public and private sector. High standards are also achieved through international collaboration, most exemplary with Kuwait's accreditation from the United Kingdom for Emergency Services Administration, making Kuwait a role model for healthcare in the region. The wonders of Kuwait are many and have to be seen to be believed. Come and experience them. The country and its people will welcome you with warm smiles and open arms. Come and see Kuwait through your eyes. Kuwait's journey from a small trading outpost on the Gulf to a progressive, dynamic, modern state hasn't always been easy, but then growing up never is. Now, as this young state begins to mature, it's time to ask, what will life look like for the Kuwaiti children of today? Who will be the people and organizations that inspire them? Help them fulfill their potential and shape the values and environment of the country they will call home. Come with us as we explore Kuwait through youthful eyes to reveal why the next chapter in this extraordinary story might just be the most ambitious and remarkable of them all. As home to 6% of the world's proven crude oil reserves, the hydrocarbon industry has naturally been a driving force in the story of Kuwait to present day. But a major challenge facing any nation blessed with such an abundance of natural resources is to ensure a diverse economy, protecting future generations against market shocks and geopolitical changes.
Most economies that are functioning well are based primarily upon returns from small and medium-sized enterprises.
To facilitate SMEs, the government recently announced the latest phase of the Kuwait Development Plan, an ambitious long-term strategic vision, including a $116 billion investment package.
More than 96% of our budget depends on oil. We have a development plan which is going to have a very strong impact on our economy and our development.
Well, the current environment in Kuwait, focusing on investment in youth and developing the leadership skills for the next generation to lead them to innovation, in my perspective, is a major component to reach a successful diversification for the economy.
Encouraging private sector investments also plays a major role, and local-centric investment funds, such as those managed by Al Riyadh Finance and Investment, are contributing to this growth. Launched in 2008 in the midst of the global financial crisis, Al Riyadh has bucked the trend by focusing solely on real estate projects serving local market needs, with a solid commitment of adding value to the communities in which they invest. For a window into Kuwait's future, look no further than an extraordinary feat of engineering that lies on its shores. A network of lagoons and waterways that will bring the life of the sea into the heart of the desert. This is the design for the creation of Sabah Al Ahmed Sea City, a city built in harmony with nature. It was the dream of one extraordinary man, Khaled Yusuf Al Marzouk.
His dream was to build cities, sea cities, in Kuwait. And if it wasn't for the real force behind our project, the Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed, and the vision of my father Khaled Marzouk, we would not have this project today.
Named after His Highness the Emir with his blessing, Sabah Al Ahmed Sea City is breathtaking in its scale and ambition. Khaled Yusuf Al Marzouk's son, Fawaz Khaled Al Marzouk, has taken up the mantle to realize his father's dream. What was previously poor marshland covering an area the size of Manhattan has been transformed into prime land. The city's lagoons will stretch over 9 kilometers inland, creating over 200 kilometers of premier shoreline, world-class beaches, and luxury waterfront properties. And for Kuwait's fleet of privately owned yachts, world-class marinas will be built, capable of mooring hundreds of boats, from small runabouts to 45-meter ocean-going luxury yachts. Sabah Al Ahmed Sea City is one of a kind, designed from the beginning to exist in harmony with nature and the environment.
Well, unlike many other projects in this region, we've brought water into a land that was environmentally impoverished, and created a whole new ecosystem.
This vision has led to a mix of experts not usually seen in major construction projects.
Uniquely on this project, we've not used the scientific community to validate what we've done. We've introduced them into the project from day one, so that we can guarantee its eventual success. The results that we've achieved to date have been unprecedented.
The lagoons are naturally flushed by the Gulf tides, which have become a natural home for marine life. What was previously an environmentally impoverished land is now teeming with life, and over 1,000 species of fish and marine life now thrive in Sabah Al Ahmed Sea City's waterways. On its banks, mangrove trees and a wide variety of salt and drought-tolerant plants are carefully being nurtured. Creating Sabah Al Ahmed Sea City is nothing less than re-greening the desert. And on the water, the possibilities are almost limitless. Sabah Al Ahmed Sea City is a testament to Khaled Yusuf Al Marzouk's pioneering vision, and his son Fawaz Khaled Al Marzouk, and the combined skills of his engineers and scientists. Created out of Kuwait's love of the sea, Sabah Al Ahmed Sea City is a lasting legacy for Kuwait's future generations, and a vision that will make it one of the most desirable locations in the world. Benefiting from the country's mega projects and enhanced business environment is the development of a resilient banking sector, which by 2014 had accumulated $190 billion in assets from just the 11 local banks alone. At the heart of this drive is Kuwait International Bank, an innovative and customer-focused institution that has been motivating international trade and investment into Kuwait for more than 40 years. With Kuwait hosting over 6% of the global Islamic banking assets, it is now the 5th largest Sharia-compliant banking sector in the world, which puts Kuwait International Bank in a great position for expansion, winning the award for Best Islamic Bank in Kuwait in 2014.
KIB today is bigger than before. Number of staffing, the deals, the financial, the results, profitability, it's all on the growing trend. We have benchmarked our success to the bank involvement in Kuwait, economy development initiatives, investing heavily in becoming the preferred partner.
As investments pour in, a wide variety of companies are stepping up with projects to transform the local quality of life.
Riyadh pride to contribute to reshaping the landscape for the commercial real estate in southern Kuwait by financing a project to introducing a new dining and shopping concept through a modern state-of-the-art lifestyle.
Perhaps the most striking example of this success is their latest project, an icon of the Kuwaiti skyline, the spectacular Gate Mall. With 35,000 square meters of prime retail space, combining leisure and shopping with fully integrated services. With 52% of Kuwait's population being under the age of 21 and 59% under 25, unlocking their potential means embracing the digital future.
You see, Kuwait per capita has the largest number of graduates in Bachelor of Science and PhDs and Masters, which puts Kuwait in a prime position to diversify economy, specifically in the technology sector. From an Intech perspective, we are here to support this nation. We are here to support the government in addressing some of the major challenges and trying to diversify the economy into a technology-based economy.
Kuwaiti young men and women are positioned today in a fantastic place to be able to provide the necessary artistic elements, the necessary digital programming to be able to meet that gap in the market.
His Highness the Emir mentioned the importance of youth in many speeches, but in 2012 he ordered the Emiri Diwan to launch the Youth Initiative.
The ministry essentially has been built according to the needs of the youth demographic. So when we say we want to build a ministry of youth, we went down to the grassroots level, to the youth communities, and we asked them, what do you want?
If you were to have spoken to someone of my age 65 years ago, they would have said the next generation can't outdo us. The next generation did outdo them and did it royally and on a world stage, and I don't know, maybe the generation after us has to shoot for the stars.
With the support of industry and government through the Youth Initiative, the next generation of Kuwaitis are perfectly placed to take up this mantle, and in doing so, put their own mark on the future of their nation. It's no coincidence that in the 5 years to 2012, of the 125 new enterprises funded by the predecessor of the government's Small Project Development Company, over 50% were owned and run by women. Kuwait ranked first in 2014 among Arab countries in the Global Gender Gap Report, and Kuwaiti women are at the forefront of Kuwait's business and social landscape.
We see Kuwaiti women appearing on cover of magazines and talking about their experience, sharing their stories, and they have all the support from their family and their husbands. So this is different than the rest of the region.
Among these high-profile Kuwait businesswomen is engineer Ghosn Ghassan Al-Khalid, highly ranked on the Forbes list of most powerful Arab women.
Kuwait has been a pioneer in having women as in positions since the constitution was established in the 60s. I started from the construction with the engineers and the laborers. I loved exploring. I loved reading what I wasn't sure about, because I want to go the next day having that confidence to talk to the employees. And actually that's how I earned their respect.
With Kuwait's levels of gender equality unique in the region, stories like these also help to inspire the next generation of Kuwaiti businesswomen. Looking to the future doesn't mean forgetting our past, and successful entrepreneur Saud Al-Mutairi, a man responsible for changing the face of Kuwait's skyline, knows just that.
My father, he encouraged me. I talked with him that I have a dream. He said, okay, how many fingers you have in your hand? I said, 5. He said, okay, give me 5, you can do it. I start my business. I work hard around 16 or 17 hours a day, sometime in weekend I work. Nothing become easy. You should work hard to get what you dream about. We help the country by making houses for for the people. It's a duty, our duty to work here in Kuwait and to invest in Kuwait. If we take our money outside, I think it's not right. When you see the newspaper, for example in United States or England, you see some people start from zero and he become at the top. They said, okay, good. But in Kuwait, some people don't believe. When I go visit, to the university, they talk with me. Is it real that anyone can do it? I said, yes. Work hard and believe in God and believe in yourself. And study from the people who reach the top.
As the sun rises on the next generation of Kuwaiti leaders and entrepreneurs, they will no doubt have their own challenges to face. But what we see when we look at Kuwait through our eyes is a country embracing the future with open arms, committed to providing a secure and stimulating platform for today's children to flourish, to write their own legends. And as the years pass, the book of these legends will grow, and it will be called Kuwait.
You can feel the energy, the enthusiasm that carries us forward, the dedication to achieving our goals, determination that fortifies our economy, making Kuwait stronger than ever. Our strength lies within our people, and they deserve the very best. Hydrocarbons may have formed the building blocks of Kuwait's economy, but they have never held Kuwait back.
It's no secret that Kuwait plus the other countries in the Gulf are facing some structural changes in their economies.
This is an important juncture in the history of Kuwait. As a government, we have worked closely with Parliament and have succeeded in pushing through a package of economic laws, and amongst those is the new FDI law.
Some of the countries have shied or reduced spending in the region on some of the projects. Kuwait hasn't done the same.
Given the oil reserves it has, the lower oil break-even point, and indeed the sovereign wealth funds, which are extensive.
Kuwait is one of the only countries in the world right now that's pumping a lot of money in infrastructure.
The government of Kuwait has been expanding in their projects, developing more clean fuel projects. We just now signed the contract for the Kuwait International Airport, so it's progressing quite well.
We are witnessing a full development under the patronage of His Highness the Emir. Our plans of expansion is to add 16 to 18 berths in Shu'aiba port. For Shuwaykh, we will have an expansion of about 800 to 1 million square meters of reclamation.
Everybody was stopping or reducing. We were going in the same pace, and nothing has stopped in terms of continuity of the projects, and especially the mega projects.
So as we go forward over the next few years, that the Kuwaiti economy will continue to perform strongly.
There is more now concentration on education, health services, infrastructure projects, bridges, and this added to the momentum of the economy.
Both government and private sector players are ensuring that everyone in Kuwait has access to top-level healthcare.
The Kuwaiti healthcare system is doing well. We have a very high life expectancy.
If you are sick here, you have the priority. You want to go to private, you can go to private. You want to go to the government, you can go to the government. We have the latest machines for IVF. We do all the assisted reproductive techniques. We do the molecular genetic too. We do the sex selection. And molecular genetics is one of the new techniques that is in the market. Our services are so specialized, and many people are not aware that we have this treatment available in Kuwait.
Asnan Tower has led the way for dentistry by introducing a new standard of care in Kuwait.
Our mission here is to provide the highest level of dentistry available in the world. To do this, you need the highest trained doctors, and you need the instruments, materials, and equipment. Working in this tower is an advantage when it comes to this, because we are in one location. We can buy the best equipment available in the world. You just need one, and you have the whole tower using it. We are really leveraging on our size, providing the best equipment, and really benefiting from it. When we started in 2008, there were about 40 specialty clinics. There is more than 350 centers in Kuwait right now. It's becoming a very competitive area.
And the most important element of sustainability in the healthcare system is the human capital element. So training and educating the future leaders of the healthcare system.
Now the technology is changing everything. It is actually entrepreneurs who will change the world, and not huge companies. These young people, they need to be able to face those challenges.
We want to improve the livelihood of people in Kuwait, and that's what the Life Sciences is all about, is to allow you to lead a healthier, more sustainable lifestyle.
This is what it looks like to be on the brink of a new era. Whether it's economic change, healthcare breakthroughs, or new technology, we're ready for what comes next.
Kuwait is a very ambitious nation. I believe the youth now will rise to the challenge and create new industries, will create new businesses, and will compete not only on a regional scale, but on a global scale.
It is a strong economy, and will continue to be a strong economy, and therefore we can go forward with confidence.
Beautiful, energizing, different. The pillars of our Constitution allows us to love our country more.
These people are easy and eager to learn, and that's what everybody wants.
There is warmth between people around here. Giving, really, it had given us so much.
We are on the right track to produce the professionals that Kuwait needs.